Sitting here with longtime Thunder player, 7 seasons here in this building. This is kind of, I kind of been joking that this is kind of should be referred to as the house that Hunt built almost. Garet Hunt, our team captain. Garet, certainly a disappointing end of the season with no postseason play. And for you, it's the first time that you haven't had postseason play in your career as a Stockton Thunder forward. So, in your opinion, how do you think the season went for the team, and what do you think could have gone a little bit better for you guys?
I think it's it's a short season when we don't get any postseason, but obviously it's a long season when you're not getting the wins. Usually it goes by fast when you're stacking the wins together and you're putting in little streaks. You're winning 5-6 games in a row. But for us, we had some dry spells, and we couldn't find a way to win, and we were battling. The effort was there, and we had a couple key guys that got hurt for us this year, and. I think with Ryan Const getting hurt, that's a leadership guy, an older guy, defenseman, power play specialist kind of thing, heavy hitter. That hurts us. He doesn't get to travel on the road with, a lot of young guys and mentor them. And, I think, like I said, games just didn't go our way.
I thought toward the end of the season when the effort was absolutely there. I mean, you guys were playing some of the best hockey, I think, all season at the end of the year. But I think you had a lot of kind of the unsung heroes, as we kind of say. Some of those guys that may not have necessarily had the same opportunities that they received this year. And certainly when you talk about injuries that have affected the teams, there's been a lot of guys that step up. I mean, Adam Phillips shifting from forward to defense, back to forward, then back to defense, and having another one of your line mates in James Henry, someone that can play both forward and defense, as we found out, and obviously he's had his second campaign in his pro career, and it was pretty good.
You named a lot of guys there, and I think those guys obviously played well in the role that they had. And with Rich Crom being our coach, I thought he really is an understanding coach and gives the guys a lot of opportunity to play. And this is a developmental league, where you want guys to feel comfortable and perform and play their game and not feel nervous out there. And I think with him being in here, he really gave guys a lot of opportunity. Guys that were young and stepped up to the plate. I thought they really performed and did well. And just touching back on why we lost so many games was, like I said, just being fragile. And, I hold myself accountable being the captain and assistant coach that, I wasn't able to snap it around quick enough. But, definitely I think a lot of guys improved this year individually. And, maybe our team record wasn't as great as it was, but I thought a lot of guys definitely got the opportunity to play in certain situations. And, we had power play guys playing penalty kill and penalty kill guys playing power play, and, guys doing both roles. And, with Rich Crom giving us all that opportunity, I thought it's huge for us as individuals.
Coach Crom has really kind of helped you become and given you opportunities to become a lot better of an offensive player, or show that you can be a very good offensive player in this league. And if you look at your stats through the beginning parts of your career, certainly you're putting on a lot more points than you have in the past 2 years than you have, or really in the past 3 years, if you include that long playoff run too, than you have in the previous 4 years. So what does it say about coaches that give you these kinds of opportunity, be it Matt Thomas or Coach Crom, that give you the opportunities to kind of put you in a place to succeed, both as your role as an enforcer, as a good team player, but also as a good offensive player as well?
My number one priority is, leadership and energy, and, just kind of helping younger guys become a good pro. And along those lines, I got the opportunity through hard work and everything to play a little more offensive roles. I think that's huge, Cromer, to come in here and give me that opportunity. And I think as a player, the way to get more ice time is obviously just to earn trust. And the more trust you have with a coach, playing in certain situations, if you're not a guy that you don't trust in the last 5 minutes of the game, he's not going to put you out there. And that's what I try to tell young guys. You can't try to score every shift. There's some shifts you might need to play two-way. You need to play a little more defensive and get the puck in deep and know the right time on the clock and know what the situation is in the game. And that's just kind of what I try to do to help the younger guys. And with that trust and me telling the young guys that stuff, I kind of have to play that way myself. And I think over the years that's a little bit of trust that I've earned with the coaches, and that's how I got the opportunity. But it was huge for Cromer there to give me some power play opportunity, and and play me in the last 5 minutes and stuff like that.
Well, he also gave you a pretty cool opportunity at the beginning of the season too to join himself as one of the other coaches on the team. Your first year as a player assistant coach, did you learn anything over the course of the season, maybe about not just the X's and O's that are involved in the sport, but about some of the stuff that happens off the ice, be it contracts or numbers or how to sign guys, what you're looking for when you're recruiting? How did your experience go as an assistant coach for your first year?
I mean, it was good. Every year you try to kind of pick somebody's brain on something, and you're always trying to learn new things. And I've been really intrigued in the whole coaching aspect. You can't play the game forever. And, obviously when I'm done hockey as a player, I want to stay in the game any way I can. And, what better way to start than while you're playing, and you can kind of, wrap your head around certain things, and it's not overwhelming when you just jump into a role down the road. And, things that I really, learned this year, a lot of transactions, dates, deadlines. There's certain days that you have to sign guys from Europe, or they have to play in North America at a certain time, and you have to sign them certain times. You can, salary cap issues, all sorts of things. It's really interesting, and, obviously I'm still learning in that situation. And, I thought Cromer did a really good job on helping me.
Well, I want to shift focus a little bit to a couple moments that happened this season that I think go down as some of the most special, not just for you, but for the fans here. Certainly when you talk about records, and as a team record, the team's been around for 10 seasons. Michael Lalonde, who played the first handful of seasons for the team, held the all-time points record, 156 points for the vast majority of his time here with the Stockton Thunder. And there's been great players that have come and gone. You've had plenty of them that you've played with. Chris Dalvey, you have Ryan Huddy. I mean, there's so many different guys that have played and have had great seasons. Joey Martin this past season, Tyler Shattuck this season. But when it all is said and done, you had that one opportunity where you picked up point number 156 to tie it, and then you picked up point number 157 to take that record from Michael Lalonde. What did that feel like to you?
It was a good honor. It was a good personal milestone. But obviously it's just a reflection of, the players that I've played with over the years, the opportunities that I've gotten from, the coaching staffs through here. There's been 3 coaches I've played for here, and, just earning trust and respect from each coach, and, trying to gain that ice time that you feel that you're deserved when you come in. And, there's so many guys that I learned from, when I was younger, and guys that really took me under their wing. Mark Adamak, an older guy, and, he just made it fun coming to the rink every day. And, and there's obviously the older guys that you didn't like when you're younger, and you try not to be how they were to you, as now I'm an older guy in this league. And, I try to make it fun just for everybody to come to the rink and be a leader, and, kind of my hard work and stuff like that. And, it's just, there's so much that I could say about getting that record, but as obviously it's just a reflection on the players that I played with and the organization here in Stockton for giving me the opportunity to play here as long as I have.
To me, Garet, one of the things that shows is not so much that you are the greatest player in terms of the points in the Stockton Thunder history, but what it shows to me is the loyalty that you've had to this team, to this organization, to this community here in Stockton, because I think a lot of people would naysay and say, oh, well, you've played 7 seasons, Michael Lalonde played 3 or 4, So it took you a little longer to get to that point. However, you play a different role, and you also continually sign here. I mean, if you look across the entire ECHL, there are very few players that sign as you and Ryan Constant have for years and years, to sign with the exact same team and not go over to Europe or not go to a different team in the ECHL. So to me, that record shows the loyalty that you have to the organization. But do you think that that's what it kind of shows, or have you thought about how it's been over the past 7 seasons that you've been a fixture here in Stockton?
I wouldn't say that I'm a skill guy, like the Ryan Huddys and the top end skill guys that we've had through here, but
consistent. You can say consistent.
I just try to get my points in. I try to help in any way I can, and if I can chip in and get some points here and there. But obviously it's just my work ethic and sticking up for teammates and trying to bring in at 120% every game. And if I can capitalize on getting some points, then, I definitely will. And, like my coach said when I was a junior, it doesn't matter if you're a fighter, you're a scorer, or what. If you get an opportunity in front of the net, you got to bear down, you got to bury it. And, I thought that I've been really focusing on bearing down and getting those opportunities and scoring, which I did this year. I had, 13 goals, so that's pretty good.
Well, if we go back to that all-time one too, it was one that was you found a rebound. It was one. They don't always have to be pretty; they just have to go in, right?
Yeah, I don't have the prettiest ones, but nobody asks how pretty they are usually. And and then touching on playing here for 7 years and my loyalty to the organization and the team. It's just the city and the fans and the whole organization couldn't have treated me any better. And I love the city. The fans, all the surrounding cities, the whole, Central Valley, everybody. I walk around and everybody's just so friendly. I go to the movies and, people are saying hi, and playing here, like you said, for 7 years. I'd play here for another 7 years if I had that opportunity. And I'd keep playing the same way and keep doing the same thing for the city and the fans.